Alright, so what's this next one? I've discovered that Braden Lyrian, a resident... Braden Lyrian, I don't know why it's... Braden Lyrian, a resident here in Bruma, was actually a vampire. He was slain by a vampire hunter who's appeared in town named Raynil Draelus. However, the circumstances of this incident sound sketchy at best. I should make my way to the crime scene at Braden's house to investigate.
Hello.
Okay, so my character really is, he's just thinking like, yeah, that seems a little shady, I'm not sure if I buy that. Was that not my active quest? It is. But no, okay, now there is a quest marker. Weird. This is the house. The Braden residence. I love how the doors look frostbitten. Oh,
You're
hello.
going to have to leave. This is a crime scene, and no one other than ourselves or Raynil Draelus will be allowed access.
What's this about Raynil Draelus?
The culprit in this crime has already been dealt with. It's just a matter of wrapping up the details. I'd tell you more, but frankly, I don't know who you are, so I'm not sure that I can trust you with that sort of information.
Of course.
Go ahead.
Alright. Okay.
Oh, please. Goodness, remarkable. Your revolt. You can't scare me. What a great story. Oh, please. Your revolt. What? No, you do me too much honor.
Alright, what about now?
I suppose there's no harm in telling you what happened. Word is bound to get around Bruma anyway. Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. If it wasn't for Raynil Draelus, we may have never uncovered the truth. Let me explain. In the last week or so, we found 2 bodies stashed in shallow graves outside the city walls. The bodies had puncture wounds on their necks. The bodies were those of some beggars who used to wander the streets looking for handouts. The vampire probably thought no one would miss them. Luckily for us, Raynil arrived in town. He said he was a vampire hunter, so we asked for his help. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, Braden was sleeping. He was able to slay him at that point. Luckily, Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. She didn't even know her husband was infected. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing Braden out in the daylight. He's only been spotted at night. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you. So you can see we really don't need any help. But thanks for the offer.
What can you tell me about Raynil?
I'm impressed. It only took him a day to track the vampire down. I guess that's why he does it for a living.
And what can you tell me about Braden?
As far as I know, he was a good man. I never saw this coming. But vampires are masters of deception, so I guess it makes sense.
Right.
Feel free to question anyone in town. They shouldn't give you too much trouble.
Repeated tampering with Braden's corpse is a crime. Oh, okay. Whoops.
Sorry, I have a lot of work to do.
Oh, look at the Bruma shield. Looks quite nice.
Perhaps
Who
you
are
can
you?
help me.
Oh, you're the wife.
I can't believe this is happening. Please, please, I need your help. My husband was no vampire. It's ridiculous. No one will listen to me.
Please, calm down. I just want to help.
Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly, and to lose him this way makes no sense. Anything you can do to help would be wonderful. This is all happening so fast.
Tell me what happened.
I came home only just a few hours ago. I found the door open, and my Braden dead. Standing over him was a Dunmer. I screamed and ran out into the street. Some city watch were nearby and heard me, I suppose, as they arrived quickly. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Raynil Draelus. He said he was a vampire hunter and that Braden was his mark. The guards seemed to know about Raynor, and after a search of the house, the body of some beggar was found stashed in our basement. The guards sent for Carius, who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Raynor convinced Carius that Braden was a vampire.
The evidence looks bad for Braden.
Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. Why would he stash a body in his own house? That's ridiculous. And another thing, the guards are making a big deal out of no one seeing Braden out in the daylight. Well, of course that's the case. He works at night and has to sleep during the day. Why does that make him a vampire? It's all that Raynor character. I don't trust him. The thing that bothers me the most is that I swear I've seen him before. Of course, he says he's never been here. There isn't much more to say. Please, help me clear my husband's name.
What else can you tell me about Raynor?
I have no idea where he'd be. Just find him and make him tell you the truth. I swear he's a liar.
Heard any rumors?
I've been hearing disturbing tales about Oblivion gates opening all across Cyrodiil. I hope it's just wild talk.
That's funny.
I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
Can I go in the basement? Yes, indeed. And there is, in fact, a body. Murdered beggar. Oh, it's not tampering to mess with his body, though, huh? Okay. And he is just kind of splayed on the ground. Not much else there to it.
Hello.
Oh, you're back. So, any new revelations in your, investigation?
Is that all you can tell me about Braden?
I'm sure Erlene is very upset. She'll be safe, though. Raynor has confirmed with us that she isn't infected. Her accusations that Raynor is lying is not surprising. At this point, she's so upset that she'll say anything to deny what really happened. I suppose if I found out a loved one was something as horrid as a vampire, I'd find any excuse not to believe it either.
Anything else about Raynor?
I'll warn you about one thing. I understand you wanting to help Erline by checking up on Raynor. We have it on good authority from officials in a neighboring city that Raynor is what he says he is, so I'm not sure what you're trying to prove. I'm only allowing you to do this investigation, and I use that term very loosely, because Erline is so distraught.
Okay.
Keep up the, good work, I suppose.
Excuse me.
Right. So I'm just supposed to find him. Well, I guess the easiest thing to do would be to just ask around.
Something to report? Take care.
Well, obviously not him. Maybe the bars.
Good afternoon. What do you... Be seeing you.
Where are the bars? I guess that's the real question. I know we've got the tack and tap.
I'm Jantus Brolus. I'm the illusion trainer.
Oh. Well, can you tell me about Bruma?
Easterus and I used to be adventurers, but we've retired here. Bruma is far from civilization, but we're ready for a little peace and quiet.
Illusion trainer, you say?
I'm willing to teach, if you're willing to learn.
Yeah, please. Train me up.
Take care.
Why not? Alright, tack and tap. Hello. Got a couple of strange characters in
May your kills
here.
be quick and many. What can I do for you?
Wait, don't you run the shop?
Be seeing you.
Hello!
Hello!
What can I do for you today?
Oh, man. What can you tell me about Braden Lyrian?
I know I may be out of line by saying this, but I think the city guards may be wrong. It's hard to imagine Braden was a vampire. I could have sworn I saw him outside in the daylight before. Unless he just got that disease very recently, I'd say they were mistaken. When I heard Raynil killed him, I didn't know what to think. But after your visit here, I'm beginning to wonder.
Anything you can tell me about Raynil?
I usually don't give out that kind of information, especially to people I don't know.
Alright, what can you tell me about Bruma?
The Countess is Heartland Nibanian, and so are most guildsmen and chapelmen, but most others are as Nordish as you'll find.
Nordish. Not Nordic. Nordish.
Go ahead. I doubt you really... Yeah, I accept. I have no choice. That's a bit excessive. Blah, blah. Don't. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeesh.
That's a bit excessive. Sure, that's cute. That's a bit excessive. Sure, that's cute. You're a big fat... Not bad. Don't be... Whatever you want. Was that Yeah, I get it. That's a bit excessive, don't you think? Whatever you want. You're a big fat liar. I'm not buying that one. Don't, please. Yeah, you're a big fat liar.
Damn.
That's a bit excessive. Sure. Yes, whatever you say.
Alright, let's try it now. He was kind of rough.
I usually don't give up.
Damn. Alright, we gotta pay
We'll
him.
see. That'll get you something. For me? That'll get you something. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps.
Alright.
Raynil's staying in the last room down the hall upstairs. Here's the key. I was
Okay,
like
whoa.
Brayden and Arlene. They were a nice couple. I hope you get to the bottom of this, because I don't believe he was a vampire either.
Okay, alright. He just gave me the key and said, here you go. Like, oh, alright. I've entered Raynil's room. I should carefully search the place for anything suspicious. Cupboard's empty. That's what was suspicious. Bed. Bench. I mean... There's positively nothing suspicious about it. Hey, hello. Gelaborn's journal. I've discovered a small journal in Raynil's room at the inn. It seems he was part of a group of adventurers who uncovered an artifact from some sort of alien ruins. They all agreed to stash the artifact in a cave until more research could be done about it. Each of them took a key to the chest it was secured in. The other members of the group were Brayden and someone named Gelaborn. I need to find out more about Gelaborn to confirm my suspicions about Raynil. Olav might be able to help. I'm not going to read this whole thing, especially since that just gave us a summary of it, but I will flip through the pages. Oh, wait. Yeah, it says here that Raynil was the only one injured in this little fight there. That could be when he was infected. Restless sleep. The stuff being described is so crazy. That it almost reads as though it's from like a different game entirely.
Hello!
Like it Hello! It just doesn't read like something that would come from as bland of a game as Oblivion is.
What can I do for you today?
Anything you can tell me about someone named Gelaborn?
Gelaborn? That's odd that you should mention that name. Reynold told me that he was the last vampire he hunted. Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Skingrad, I believe. He said he tracked Gelborn down and killed him. That's apparently why the guards trust him so readily. They had gotten word from Skingrad's City Watch about Raynil and his so-called accomplishment.
Anything else you can tell me about Raynil?
And nothing else I can tell you about him. He comes and goes and doesn't talk to people much.
Right.
Just look for me if you need anything else.
What does it say? The innkeeper, Olav, told me that Gelaborn was slain in Skingrad by Raynil. As with Brayden, Raynil claimed Gelaborn was a vampire. I think he's using the vampire as a cover story to get the keys to the chest where they were stashing the artifact. I think it's time to speak to Carius Renelius about Raynil. He must be stopped. Okay. I do think it's quite funny how Oblivion circumvents the vampire hunting trope twice. Once with the virtuous blood, and then again with this.
Hello. Do you have any more questions? I'm afraid I know little more.
What can you tell me about Gelaborn?
Yes. I remember Brayden mentioning that name once. He was part of the Brotherhood he had created with Raynil. I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
Why is she
you're
just
back.
now talking about this Brotherhood when she probably could have mentioned it before, that Raynil and Brayden knew each other? It's like a detail that just kind of slipped her mind. That's kind of odd.
So, any new revelations in your, investigation?
Yeah, a couple. You know Gelaborn?
How'd you know about that? Too many people don't know how to keep quiet about official matters. Very well. The Skingrad City Watch informed us that Gelaborn was killed by Raynil not too long ago. Gelaborn was a vampire as well, obviously.
I disagree.
What do you mean you disagree? That's a bold statement. What proof do you have that Gelaborn was not a vampire?
I have this journal, actually.
I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. Why else would Raynil have removed this journal from the crime scene in Skingrad? I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been removed by Raynil from Brayden's body before we arrived. To think that 2 innocent men were killed, and that I'm responsible for one of their deaths, I'm speechless. I will rouse the guard and begin a search for him in the city. Meet me at Olav's Tap and Tack in 1 hour.
Whoa, okay. Alright.
Hello.
Efficiency.
Do you have any more questions? I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
I guess we'll just stand outside and wait for 1 hour. Alright, let's go take a look. It'd be funny if they just got him.
I've much. Just before I arrived here, I received a report from one of our scouts watching the roads. Raynil was spotted heading west out of Bruma. The scout tried to follow, but lost him in the mountains. The only cave to the west that comes close to the one described in Gelaborn's journal is Boreal Stone Cave.
Ah.
That must be where he's headed. You must get there before he acquires whatever artifact is being kept there and makes his escape. I'm keeping the city guard in Bruma, as Raynil doesn't know we're after him. If he sees a guard, he may panic and run. You're my only hope at the moment. Please, you have my authorization to do everything you can to bring him to justice. If he won't surrender, I think you know what to do. Hurry. I fear you have a day at the most to stop him.
Oh, a time limit, eh? Anything else about Brayden?
If all you say is true, Raynor will answer for Brayden's death.
And Geliborn?
Raynor will pay for both crimes. Geliborn was likely another innocent he's slain. I'll make sure Skingrad's City Watch hears of this.
And what of Raynor?
I can't wait to get my hands on Raynor. He'll become very familiar with Bruma's dungeons, or the end of my blade if he doesn't come peacefully. Please hurry. Raynor may make a break for the open road at any moment.
You look like a bright one.
Alright. So, we've already been to Boreal Stone because I went in it thinking it would be something, but it wasn't. I've arrived at Boreal Stone Cave. Second time.
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later. Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part. I saw you enter Olav's tap and tack before I could get there, and I knew that I had to sneak out of Bruma somehow. It was only a matter of time before you or Carius figured it out. No matter. After I've killed you, I won't need my vampire hunter ruse any longer.
You will not surrender, then?
Certainly not. I'm surprised Carius didn't send the entire city watch up here. But then I would have seen that coming, I suppose. I expected to lay low here for a while and then be on my way. So again, I underestimated you. This leaves me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance at freedom, or I surrender and rot in a city dungeon. I prefer the chance for freedom.
This is your last chance.
Yes, I suppose it is. Well then, we've talked enough. Only one of us will walk out of here alive this day. Good luck.
I've fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
Ah, Raynor, you don't have a lot of health. Come at me. Oh. I've located Raynor in Boreal Stone. He refused to surrender, choosing instead to attack me. I was forced to kill him to defend myself. I can now recover the artifact mentioned in Gelibor's journal from the chest. Yep. Brayden's key, Geliborn's key, gold, Raynor's key. And he also had a Daedric longsword, crazy. Opening the waterlogged chest with all 3 keys, I discovered the artifact to be an amulet. It seems fairly unremarkable, and I'm unsure of its function. I think I should bring this back to Erline Lyrian and see what she wants me to do with it. And since we've already been in here, we know that there's nothing else in this cave, so we can just leave. And I feel like I'm going crazy, but I could swear that I've heard the name Raynor Draelis before. Oops, wrong way.
Go ahead.
Is he an ESO?
Hello?
I know there's like a Dark Elf Vampire Hunter in ESO that looks exactly the same as that, but I could be going crazy.
I was praying for your swift return. What news do you bring?
I've killed Reno.
I knew I recognized Raynal. I think when I first met Brayden many years ago, he introduced me to him. They were part of some sort of brotherhood. They would roam Cyrodiil in search of legendary treasures and the like. The only reason he stopped doing that is because we got married and he wanted to settle down. I'm afraid thanks to Raynal, that time is lost.
Anything you can tell me about this amulet?
Long ago, I made a promise to Brayden. I promised to never reveal to anyone what I'm about to reveal to you now. However, because you've avenged his unjust death, I feel that Brayden would understand why I'm breaking that pact. Brayden told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from whatever distant land it came from. He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, he had a special enchantment placed upon it. The magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes is a simple command word, and the amulet would be restored to its true state.
Did the word die with Brayden?
No. He always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge of that word in the event that he died, and I came into possession of the keys. If the other members of Brayden's group were still alive, and I on my deathbed, only then would I pass the knowledge on to them. If you'd give me that amulet, I would like to show you what you've recovered.
Sure. Certainly. Here it is.
Thank you. I will now speak the word. Brotherhood. Here is the amulet back. It's as beautiful as it was the day I remember seeing it long ago. I want you to keep it, as I have no use for this anymore. I'm certain that's what I want, and I'm certain that's what Brayden would want. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that the amulet helps keep you safe on whatever roads you may travel.
About Raynal.
I'm glad he's dead. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I think you understand.
Yeah.
Justice has been done.
Indeed. Let's take a look. What did we get? Oh, I still have Ornora's True Amulet. Oh, that's crazy. Phylactery of Litheness. Fortified speed on self, 10 points. I mean, that's nice and all, but it ain't no spell absorption 17 points. Sorry. I mean, I'm not gonna sell it or anything crazy like that. I mean, fortify speed, pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's not the best thing I've seen. All right. I believe we only have one quest remaining in Bruma, and that is in fact lifting the veil. I met a Nord named Tolgan. Apparently he's the herald of Countess Narina Carvane from here in Bruma. He's presented me with a stipend of gold and a request from Lady Carvane to meet her at the castle. Not wanting to offend the Countess, I should accept the request and make my way there when she holds court.
Oh, have pity, sir.
Alright. And as well, once we're done with this, we have the Thieves Guild to tend to, now that we're finally here in Bruma. So that's something else I should keep in mind. Is she not holding court? Oh, it's 7 p.m. You're kidding. Alright, well, let's wait. Alright, she is making her way here now. Alright.
I've heard much about your deeds from my people in Bruma. I trust the stipend Tolgan gave you whetted your appetite.
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Good point. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I'm Countess Nerina Cavain. I assume you've noticed all the Akaviri relics I'm displaying. Well, it's safe to say I'm a collector of sorts. I've invested a great deal of time and money acquiring these bits of ancient history. In fact, I'd be so bold as to proclaim my collection the most complete in all Cyrodiil, perhaps even beyond. Except for one thing. A particular relic has eluded me for many years. Possessing this piece of Akaviri antiquity would make my collection complete. I'm of course referring to the Draconian Madstone.
What exactly is the Draconian Madstone?
The stone is a fine bit of Akaviri craftsmanship. Worn like an amulet, this talisman is said to protect the wearer from poisons of any type. The Madstone appears as a snake, coiled around and encircling itself. The eyes of the snake are supposed to be precious gems or some such. Through my sources, I've learned that the last reported location of the Madstone was the ruins at Pale Pass.
Where exactly is Pale Pass?
Are you familiar with the history of Pale Pass?
No, and I don't care. No.
Back at the end of the First Era, raiders from the continent of Akavir attempted to gain a foothold here in Tamriel. At that time, the Empire was broken into smaller factions. Raymond Cyrodiil decided to unify them and form an army to repel the Akaviri raiders. The force became known as the Army of Raymond. The two armies clashed in what's now northern Cyrodiil. The Akaviri were strong and well supplied. But their greatest error was marching through Morrowind on the way to their objective and dismissing the response it would garner from Vivek. They didn't count on Lord Vivek forming an alliance with the Trident Kings of the Dreg. From Morrowind, he struck at their rear flank. Not only did this make the Akaviri fight on two fronts, it also cut off access to reinforcements and supplies from the sea.
History lessons are boring. So the Alliance ended the conflict?
Not quite. The army of Raymond knew that the organized Akaviri forces were commanded from a hidden post in the mountains. Rumors placed it in a snowy vale called Pale Pass. That's where Raymond focused his attention. As his forces fought their way across the Gerald Mountains, the Akaviri suddenly surrendered. It was assumed they were overwhelmed and gave up. The only strange part was that the command post and Pale Pass were never found. It was dismissed as a rumor, and the army of Raymond celebrated. It's come to my attention that the post did exist, and it happens to be the last reported location of the Draconian Madstone.
Huh. Okay. And what do you want me to do about that?
If you retrieve the Draconian Madstone for me, I'll be happy to compensate you by rewarding you with another Akaviri artifact. Are you game?
Yeah.
I had a feeling you'd accept. Good. Then let me tell you how you're going to find the Madstone. I've come into the possession of a diary, written by an Akaviri messenger. I suspect that the text within can lead you to the ruins. Here's a translation of the passages we could still read. It was quite damaged. I've also included a rough map that was drawn in the diary as well. I'm also providing you with a unique key that was supposedly found with the diary. I'm assuming it'll prove useful when you arrive at the site.
Huh. Is that all you can tell me about the Madstone?
The Madstone awaits, and so does your reward if you retrieve it.
Alright. Where exactly did you get this diary?
I paid several scouts to try and find the ruins at Pale Pass before I hired you. They were only able to locate the first of a series of landmarks. These landmarks are mentioned within the diary. The one referred to as Dragonclaw Rock has been located. I'll mark it on your map. The rest is up to you. My scouts reported bitter cold and dangerous creatures in the area, so they couldn't proceed. Be cautious and return home soon. Good luck.
That's all you can tell me about the diary?
The messenger's diary will make a nice companion to the Mad Stone in my collection.
Ah. What can you tell me about Bruma?
Some see only the conflicts between northern and southern cultures, but I see the way they are stronger when woven together.
What can you tell me about Chancellor Akato? That's an interesting one.
He served Emperor Uriel for many years, and so far he has done well in an impossible situation.
Yeah, it's a shame about what'll happen to him.
May the path ahead be free of danger.
So yeah, she does have some books just kind of littered about. She's got a couple of, items. It's mostly just, like, run-of-the-mill blade swords, but I guess you can count those as Akaviri artifacts.
Good to...
Alright. Countess Carvane told me that her scouts have already located the first landmark mentioned in the diary, Dragonclaw Rock. It's been marked on my map, so I should begin my journey from there. And did they give me the diary? They did. Akaviri Diary Translation. Ah, boy, I'm not going to read all that. Slate Rock. So Dragonclaw Rock. Going westward. Coming within sight of the Sentinel, a huge statue placed there by some unknown artist many years ago. It stands pointing north as if daring anyone to cross the border. Also, mind you, this is the Akaviri Journal. One of our messengers showed up. His leg was badly hurt. They have legs. I know that's a commonly derided point about the Akaviri people. They have legs. Or at least in this game, they have legs. I don't know, it's up in the air every time, but they have legs here. North from the Sentinel. Da-da-da-da-da. Blah, 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 blah. Continue north until you reach the portal to the Serpent's Trail? What? Enter the Serpent's Trail. And then he dies. Okay. Well, I guess we can make our way from there. Where is it on the map? Okay, so it really is just like the edge of the map.